I've always said I'd rather make something that someone angrily talks about how much it bothered them for 30 minutes afterwards than someone that says, oh, that was good, let's go get dinner. I'm Nikole Beckwith. My film is Stockholm, Pennsylvania, and it's premiering as part of the U.S. Dramatic Competition in the 2015 Sundance Film Festival. Stockholm, Pennsylvania is about a young woman who's returned home to her biological parents after living with her abductor for 17 years, and just that transition into this other world and this other family and this other identity, and kind of reevaluating of her circumstance and what she knows as reality. And her parents are kind of doing the same thing. When Leia comes home, I think in general it's assumed to be this very happy reunion, and what actually happens is just deeply more complicated than that. She's essentially meeting her parents for the first time since she was 4 and discovering that her name's actually Leanne, and she has a different birthday than she's been raised to believe that she has, and the world is not the world that she's been told about from the man who she's been living with. And so she is reevaluating not only what she knows of the world around her and her circumstance, but also herself and her identity, and eventually also what love means and what trust is, and how her identity is wrapped up in those things. When I got old enough, I kind of started thinking about these stories as a woman and as an adult, and thinking about how complicated it must be, and that I had never heard anything really about what it's like to come home after you're returned home, and it's always kind of touted as and then we got them home to their parents, the end. And to me that really just seems like the beginning of everything, and everything before that seems kind of like this strange isolating suspension of who you are and what you're doing, this kind of survival space. So I was just really interested in exploring the story from coming home and seeing what that re-entry must be like. I didn't ever want to tell anyone how to feel or move anyone through the story in any specific way. I think especially for something like this, it's important to just be able to find your own way. So even with music, it's all very spare. I didn't want to ever tell anyone how I felt about it or how they should feel about it. So it is wildly different for everybody.